Hey, my lovely, lovely, my wonderful, beautiful, handsome, sweet, nice, beautiful people, a pleasant evening to you. Now, beautiful people, this is something that I was just meditating on because, I was just conversing and said, Lord, this is something that many of us as Jamaicans we lack because our foreparents they didn't get it, so they only could have given what they had, and it is called affectionate love. When I talk about affectionate love, I'm talking about real, deep, intimate, not sexual per se, you know, because this can come from family and friends, you know, and so on. It's deep. It's intimate because it's deep. It's rooted in real care and affection. So it is hugs, kisses, and touch. God has created us with compartments. This kind of compartments that He has created us with. There is a compartment that only God can fill. You need only love from God for that. Nobody can fill that. Nobody but God. And that is why I find people searching for all kind of spiritual things, because they don't understand that there is that God spot that He has created in you that only He can fill. There is that mother spot that He has created that only a mother can fill. Others can give substitute, but here what it is a substitute. It's like a subpar. It is not the full paramount thing. Only a father can give a love only that can only come from a father, you know whether it's to the male child or to the female child. There is some love that can only come from a wife, some love can only come from a husband, some love can only come from a child, and some love can only come from a friend. And all of them, they're different, but they're needed. You need that hug, you need that kiss, and you need that affectionate touch from the mother, the father, the husband, the wife, the child, and the friend. you know and people oftentimes don't understand. That is why many times you're suffering from some physical ailment and they're aggressive. You see how the spirit of aggression is on the Jamaican populace, and even how they are beastly against, for example, Paul says you must give each other a holy hug and a holy kiss. He never stipulated what gender or sex must do it. So in other words, what he's saying, man, you have to hug your man friend and kiss them too. And he's not talking in a sexual way. He's not. Because Paul is the same writer in Romans 1 that hits out against a certain type of lifestyle. He's not talking about that. So he's talking about genuinely, in a brotherly, deep-seated friend way. Hug your male friend. Say, I love you. Let them feel that friend touch, you know? And say, I am here for you. I'm your friend. Devoid of sex. It's not about that. You need that as a man. That is why God started out with a father. Because He knows that as a man, you're going to need that love. You don't have to admit it to me, man. You know that you need it. You know deep in your heart, if you search your heart, you know that you need that affectionate love from your male friend, not in a sexual way. The women can get away with that. But that's another conversation. I know who you men are. But listen to this. Affectionate love, things like hugs, kisses, holding hands, and gentle touch is way more important than we sometimes realize. It is not just nice. Nice is like rice. We're talking about something kind-hearted. It's deeply human. Listen now, at the biological level or the physical level, affectionate touch releases what you call oxytocin, what you call the bonding hormone. That's how you bond. You bond that way. Oftentimes people are not bonding because they're not touching, they're not hugging, they're not kissing, and they're not affirming. That is why the bond is not there. I remember some years ago when I was many years ago. Remember so many years ago. I used to watch, those black movies and so on, and you would see these older women who are friends. And this is not anything sexual now. And you see them give each other little choops on the lips. Yeah, I'm sure many of you would remember that, those old, and it wasn't anything sexual. It was a bonding moment for them to say, I'm your sister, I'm your friend, and I love you. I have your back until the very end. It has to build a bond because, putting yourself in the in that frame of or that modus of operandi, that frame of mind, I can trust you. So, so it is not anything necessarily sexual, beautiful people. And as I said, women and men need love and affection from both men and women. You just know what is healthy and what is not. So it says at the biological level, affectionate touch releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. That chemical helps lower stress, reduce anxiety, slow the heart rate, and create a sense of safety. A hug can literally tell your nervous system you are okay right now. That's the power of a hug and the power of a kiss. I mean, I'll talk something, Judas. Let's look at it emotionally now. Emotionally, the affectionate love communicates care in a way that words often can't. You can say, I love you, but a hug says, I am here with you. For many people, physical affection is a primary love language. Yes, it is how they feel seen and valued and connected, obviously, because, we need the physical. That goes without saying. I just mentioned it. We need the hugs, the touch, the kisses, for the husband and the wife, they do them thing and whatnot, But we need it even from a friend perspective. That's how you build that. When your friendships are not built in check, if there is affectionate love in it. Seriously. But when my friend hug me and kiss me, whether man, woman, puss, dog, cat, rat, the cockroach, once me and them it a brethren, give me a hug. Well, I don't really want a cockroach touch me, I don't know. It's sad. But you know the point that I'm making. And I'm talking in a healthy manner. Affectionate love also strengthens relationships because we're going into the bonding, the oxytocin. So it has to build the relationships. Regular consensual touch, meaning both people, agreeing to it, builds trust. It does. It builds closeness between partners, family members, and even friends. It helps repair emotional distance after conflict and reinforces the sense of us. Have you ever noticed when there's something conflicting and the person just comes and hugs? And I'm not talking about somebody who's trying to, not deal with a problem that is very debilitating and they're trying to sugarcoat it. I'm not talking a situation. But if somebody's not so strong, and the person, I'm sorry. And they come and they give you a kiss and a hug. You come right down to zero. If you're at 100, you come down to zero immediately. It's like when they say you go to 100 immediately, you come down to zero immediately. And men who are very savvy tend to be very good at that. Those Casanova men, they know how to work that, and get the woman to come down. Them know if you use them head. Some of them genial there. But anyway, that's another conversation. Listen to this. For children, affectionate love is especially crucial. It's important. Hugs and kisses support healthy brain development. So because the children are lacking that, all they're getting are cursings and quarrels and so on, and they become aggressive. And what they want is a hug. They want somebody to say, I love you. They want to hear those words from their mother, their father, and their friends. They do. No matter if them go like them, don't want to hear it. You think it not do something to them secretly? When them go, them reminisce on it and think on it. Of course, people may not admit it, but it is true. It supports healthy brain development, emotional regulation, and self-esteem. That is why children are part and parcel where children are lacking self-esteem. No hugs, no kisses, no touch, no reaffirming words. Children who receive consistent loving touch tend to feel more secure and confident as they grow. Naturally, they will. Naturally. And even for adults, a lack of affectionate touch can lead to loneliness and emotional deprivation, sometimes called touch hunger. Hunger kill we emotionally in terms of hug. You know much how we want some hugs and kisses right now? Some healthy hugs and me want it. Of course, I didn't grow up that way. My parents didn't know it. Touch hunger. That's how essential it is. It's not just for we need hugs. It's not a want. It's a need. Bottom line, listen. Affectionate love isn't a luxury or a weakness. It is a fundamental, a crucial, and acute. You know what I mean? A critical human need that supports mental health, emotional connection, and I will say longevity, helping you to live long, and your overall well-being. A simple hug can carry a lot of healing power. Hug a friend today, kiss a friend today. I don't care. Man, kiss your brethren today. You're trouble, no. The ladies will always do it, But seriously though, listen to this post. It's very important. Anyway, guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe, give me one of those lines, and follow me on Instagram.